looking at linear equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. So looking at this, you have some choice in how you want to make it a little more legible. You have some choice in how you want to go about solving this. So you have to try to get the x by itself, like in any case of solving. So you have some preference. You can move stuff to the left, to the right. There's really no wrong way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and deal with the variable term first, is what I like to do. So I'm going to move it this way. So I'm going to do the opposite right here, but I have to do it to both sides. And I lined it up with its like term. Okay. But this is what you call an additive inverse. This is not actually combining like terms, because you see I did an opposite here. Now it's a two-step equation. And there you go. So just to show that it doesn't matter which way you go in terms of moving stuff at the very beginning, I'll do this equation again. Okay, in this case, I'm going to subtract the 2x. Okay, and do this opposite instead of that opposite. So I end up with this. Subtracting a 3 to both sides. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And you can see here, sorry, move that up a little bit, that you will get the same solution either way. So let's look at another one like that. So I'm going to move the variables to the left this time, so I'm going to do an opposite right there. And then I'll do another opposite right here. And then divide by 5. And y equals 1. So let's add a little bit more to this, and this is where the difficulties really start to occur for people, is let's mix up equations that have some combining like terms as well as variables on both sides. So I can actually start moving stuff to the left or right, but most people are going to start by simplifying each side of the equation. So I'm going to look at this right here and see if I can simplify anything. And if you look at this, I have two like terms, including that negative sign. So if I combine those, I get negative 1m. Okay. And over here, I have a 10 and a 3. And so I like to put the variable first. Now this is like the previous examples we did. I'm going to go ahead and move this way and use an opposite right there. So because these are on opposite sides of the equal sign, I have to use an additive inverse. That's my opposite. Since these were on the same side, I just took them for what they were. And then I'll subtract a 5 to both sides. 8. Divide by 4. And m equals 2. One last example. 7x minus 17 plus 2x equals 8x plus 15. So same thing is I'm going to look and see if there's any kind of like terms on each side. And there is. Those two are alike. So I get 9x minus 17. Over here, these two are alike. So I get negative 18x plus 17. Then I will add an 8x to both sides, doing the opposite. And I get 17x minus 17 equals 17. I'll do an opposite right here. Gives me 34. Divide by 17. And x equals 2.